Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Robinson again, and we are going to continue our studies. We are now talking about percent of a number. So let's look at the steps. The steps to find the percent of a number. Step 1, change the percent to a decimal. And how do we do that? We remove the percent symbol first, and then we move the decimal point 2 places to the left. Step 2, multiply. So we're going to multiply our decimal by the other number. Sometimes you'll see the word of. It often implies multiplication when you're dealing with these percent of a number problems. So here's our first problem. What is 25% of $40? So let's do our steps. Step 1, so let's get a pen. Step 1, we're going to remove the percent sign. So I'm going to write 25 and move this decimal point 2 places to the left. So my percent sign is gone. And I have 0.25. And I got to multiply that by $40. So let's put that down there. So 0 times all of that stuff is just going to be 0, so I'll put down the placeholder 0. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry the 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. There are 2 numbers behind the decimal point here, so I'll have to have 2 numbers behind my decimal point down here. So my answer is going to be $10. So that is 25% of $40. So again, remember, remove the percent sign by making this 0.025. So you move the decimal point over 2 places to the left, and then you multiply it by the other number. And of is a key word. It means multiply most times. So that gave us $10. So that's a nice question. Here's one for you. What is 50% of $40? So that's similar to the one we just did, so hopefully you'll be able to figure that one out. Check your understanding. If you understand it so far, great. If you're not sure, rewatch the video on how I did my procedures and bring in your questions, write them down, and I'll be glad to answer them in the morning. Here's another question. On Dr. Rob's math quiz, 20% of the class received a grade above 90. If there were 30 students in the class, how many students received a grade above 90? All right, so we got 20% of the class received a grade above 90. So that's a good grade. So I don't really need to know that, but there were 30 students. So there's the number of students that I need to be in the class. So we're really saying 20% of the students, and that would be 20% of the class of students. That would be 30 students in the class. So of, we know most times means 20. Of means multiply, and now we're going to take the 20% and we're going to change that to decimal by getting rid of this percent sign, moving this over 2 places, and that'll become 0.20. And so we're multiplying 0.20 times 30. So let's do that. 30 times 0.20. All right, 0 times all of that stuff is just going to be 0, so I'll just put down 1 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 3 is 6. There are 2 numbers behind our decimal point, so that means there'll be 2 numbers behind this decimal point, which gives us the answer of 6. So 6 students received above 90. So let's check. There. So there it is, 30 times 20%. So we change the 20% to 0.20. by moving the decimal point 2 places to the left, and when you multiply it out, you get 6, as we say. So check your work to see that. So this is a very good question. So let's see what else we have here. There are 120 students in the 7th grade. 70% of these students are involved in extracurricular activities. How many 7th graders are not involved in extracurricular activities? Very good question. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. So write down your questions if you're still unsure of anything that we did and don't understand, and I'll be glad to answer them in the morning. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Remember, like us on YouTube and give us a thumbs up. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.